Coinbase versus the SEC. It's going to be absolute crazy town. I want you to think about the Ripple court case. That was one company, one token. SEC couldn't keep their story straight. Every day they were flip-flopping, making stuff up in court. It was embarrassing. In this court case, there's 13 tokens, interweaving arguments. How are they possibly going to keep their story straight? And the big issue they tried to stay away from in the Ripple court case was Director Hinman and his statements. But in Coinbase, it's even worse. You can't even say, well, that was the prior administration. They have Gary Gensler. They have Gary Gensler who went in front of Congress and said, you know what? We don't have the authority to regulate crypto exchanges. We need those authorities. You need to pass new laws. And when it didn't happen, they decided, we're just going to cowboy it. We're going to take our own authority, make up our own rules. Really, in a lot of ways, Coinbase's star witness is going to be those tapes of Gary Gensler saying, we don't have authority. We need you to grant that to us, and then changing their mind. Now, it's also wildly complicated for Coinbase because, again, in the Ripple court case, you had one token. And with Coinbase, they're going to have to argue probably why, 13 various tokens that they aren't directly involved with, why those should not be securities. And I'm sure the SEC is going to dig up all sorts of stuff, that they may have had nothing to do with. But this is the best part. In general, crypto's pretty fringe. No one really cares about it. In the Ripple court case, we had Fox News, and sometimes they talk about it a little bit. But Coinbase is a publicly traded company. And whatever happens in this court case will be widely followed and reported on, I think, to a much higher level. And this could be a massive embarrassment for Gary Gensler and the SEC. And to be honest, I don't think he's going to be around by the time this thing is concluded. It'll be someone else's problem. And hopefully they'll do the right thing and come up with a reasonable solution. We can't count on Gary to do that, but if he's replaced, the next SEC chairman hopefully can. Big announcement here. Coinbase partners with Lightspark for Bitcoin Lightning payments. Now, I know a lot of XRP investors feel like they got to hate Lightning for some stupid reason. They swear it doesn't work. Go ahead and try it. Download Stripe. I can't tell you, it's one of my favorite apps, and give Lightning a chance. It works just fine. Now, it's not appropriate for every use case. The world's payments aren't going to run over Lightning. It doesn't have that capability, but it's quite good. And I ask you please to take a look at it. If for nothing else, you can separate the propaganda from reality, and you'll see Lightning is actually pretty good. We see integration on Coinbase will offload more transaction activity away from Bitcoin's base layer, where the fees have increased considerably over the next 12 months. I mean, this is going to help boost adoption, I believe. With one of the biggest players in the U.S. integrating Lightning payments, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said the integration of Bitcoin's Layer 2 network will happen soon, which will allow its 108 million users to leverage potentially faster and cheaper Bitcoin transactions. Again, I stress it's not perfect, nothing is, but it's quite good and it's going to get better. Check out Lightning. We'll work on trying to get you to run a Bitcoin node here in the future, but for now, download Stripe, give it a try. The 8 most profitable crypto narratives in Q1 2024. And I'll caution you this, by following what was great last quarter probably won't, do you a whole lot of good, but I think it gives us an idea of, some areas we can look to in the future for more growth. Meme coins number 1. Not my game, but you got to admit that was a huge quarter for meme coins. The category as a whole, primarily based on jokes, saw 1,300% returns across the top 10 meme coins by market cap, making it the most profitable crypto narrative. Look, I'll gamble on a meme coin from time to time. Ain't really my game, but I ain't going to hate on it. Number 2, RWA. Now this is one you have to take serious as a narrative based on representing physical assets on the blockchain. This took second place, generating a return of 285% in Q1, while artificial intelligence placed third with a 222% return. Both huge. You can't ignore AI, and you got to take RWA serious. We'll talk about this, and a big player in traditional finance that's getting ready to go ham with RWA. DeFi, a sub-ecosystem within crypto where people can access financial services without traditional intermediaries, saw returns of 98.9%. Now, in this article, it lumps all layer ones into one, talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. They saw 70% returns, and then also GameFi with top performers returning 123%. Now, this is what I would tell you. I don't like to lump just layer ones as a singular narrative. Most of the bear market, I was building out positions on layer one smart contract blockchains. Why? Well, because whether it's DeFi, gaming, meme coins, like you're going to pick up some of that action with those layer one smart contract blockchains. It's like a huge net where you can get pretty much any value in crypto that's being built. Gaming is one of the areas I'm probably weakest in my portfolio. I need to pay more attention to that. Not an area I know a lot about, but I should, because it's potentially going to be one of the fastest to get adopted for real world use cases. You know, gamers are already used to assigning real world value to digital assets, in-game assets, and it just makes a lot of sense. You'll see that integration just expand as we continue forward. We'll have to get someone here on the channel that's real heavy into gaming that can walk us through that. Now, talking about RWAs, tokenizing real world assets, we see BlackRock. Where they go, liquidity flows. BlackRock and Securitize New Digital Asset Fund is a game changer for tokenization and the wider regulated market, says Peter Gaffney, head of research at Security Tokens Advisor. This is big. You talk about a behemoth that's going to, really move regulations. You'll see them jump the task and start, issuing clear laws and regulations when someone like BlackRock wants to jump in here. We see news that BlackRock and Securitize are linking up to create a digital asset fund that has major implications on regulations, compliant tokenization markets within the United States. When you look at what they're doing here, it almost sounds like Celsius or Anchor Protocol. You're going to load your dollars up in this fund and just get yield back. We see BlackRock's USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund build is not the first of its kind, but it's likely the product that will catalyze institutional capital and serious money managers to the securitized ecosystem. Build will hold 100% of its assets in cash, U.S. treasuries, and repo agreements, categorizing it as a digital money market product. And again, you're just holding these digital representations of U.S. dollars on the Ethereum network, earning yield back. We'll talk about this more as we continue forward, but it's BlackRock's vision to ETF everything. It's really this dystopian hell, but it's where we're going right now. Cathie Wood's ARK Bitcoin ETF has record outflows, 87 million, surpassing the outflows of GBTC. And Grayscale's been around a long time, and it's been bleeding out like crazy because they keep their fees high. But from your new players in this space, number one's been BlackRock, two's been Fidelity, three's been Cathie Wood, but it looks like her fund's kind of running out of steam here. I've talked about this. The winner, who's likely going to be BlackRock at this time, will capture most of the volume in this space, and there'll be two or three other players, but they'll be minor in comparison. I thought that Fidelity would be a bigger player than they've been, even though they're quite substantial. They've been, pretty heavy into crypto a long time. They're into mining. They allow you to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum on their platform. But at this point in time, it's BlackRock's game to lose, and it looks like Cathie Wood isn't going to make it. Probably Fidelity will be two for sure at this point. And I look for Fidelity to get into a lot of interesting areas of crypto. Just because they may not win this race for the top Bitcoin ETF doesn't mean they're not going to do some serious damage as we go forward. I want to remind everyone out there, support John Deaton any way you can. He just put this out. I've made a life making what seemed impossible to some possible. I'm going to win this race. If anyone can, it's John. We have to support pro-crypto, candidates, especially when they're going against such vile people as Elizabeth Warren. Forget the crypto stuff. It's everything else, you should dislike Elizabeth Warren for. She's shady, underhanded, and she's got to go. Hopefully, John is the one to send her into a nice retirement. That would be just fine with me. Do what you can. If you can donate to John, great. Follow him on X. Just try to spread the word. If you're in Massachusetts, you got to give him your vote. Get out there and do as much as we can to support our own. Looking at the crypto market, kind of the doldrums. Bitcoin down about 1% on the day, 1.5% for Ethereum. XRP down about 3. When you look, across the spectrum, Solana's down 3.5%, Avalanche 3.5%, Cardano's down about 3.5%. So pretty red out there. One coin that's about even on the day, but up almost 16% on the week is Flare. I made another comment a few videos back where I said, I'm going to sit on Flare and see if I get a buying opportunity here. I hope people don't take that as some kind of Nostradamus call that Flare's going to go down. Flare's doing big stuff. Hopefully it continues going up. They're building a lot of value. I was just lucky and got a pretty good entry price there for Flare, getting my rewards, getting my staking. And I just feel for me the right thing is to sit back and look for opportunities. And if it's not Flare, and it very well may not be, I'm not guaranteeing the price is going to go down any further. There's a lot of big things happening. Then fine, I'll build out my portfolio somewhere else. Please don't take that as some sort of prediction that there's price dumps in the future for Flare. Honestly, I just don't know. I don't know where this market goes from here. Do we hit a little bit of a doldrums? Do people get real scared about the Federal Reserve and interest rates? And, do we see some problems out there in the greater financial space? And, regulatory issues with the SEC, bringing court cases against the Ethereum Foundation, like all sorts of stuff that can happen to send crypto down a little bit from where we stand right now. You can't buy dips if you ain't got no chips. So I'm keeping some money ready to rock and roll. But at the same time, man, there's so many great drivers of value that could equally send this space rocking and roaring. I'm making no predictions. Just sitting back, letting this develop. This isn't as urgent as 2017 and 18 and 19. I've been trying to buy premium cryptocurrencies for some time, and I really feel like if this space totally erupts like it will eventually at any moment in time, I'm okay with that. I'm ready to go. And guess what? Something else will present an opportunity, whether it's stocks or real estate. I'm just in no hurry to start piling money anywhere with some of the stuff that's going on out there. You can't be a scaredy cat. There's always something spooky around the corner. I'm ready to rock and roll when I see something I like. But right now, just chilling, relaxing, seeing how this plays out. Let me know what you're doing down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.